Hey guys, Lookfolk here and welcome to another FIFA 21 video, or more likely a FIFA 22 related type of video, with EA not giving us any content today. And we're in that moment right now where there's just no promo going on, and let's just hope to God we get something this Friday. Hopefully we'll get that full birthday. It's like 99% likely we will get full birthday this Friday, but I thought with you not really giving us much content worth of note at all to make a video on today, I still want to try and make videos every single day. I don't like making, going days where I don't upload a video. I think there was a case a few days ago where I didn't upload a video, but I like to try and give you guys videos every single day. And obviously yesterday we did get some more icon SPCs, and it kind of got me thinking about maybe icons that I'd like to really see for FIFA 22. There are bound to be new icons being added to the game for FIFA 22. EA always try and add between 10 to 12 new icons nowadays for the game each year, and who knows, maybe even icons, some might get removed at the end of this year. We saw Lehman get reviewed for his comments on, I think it was COVID, and that's why he isn't in the game this year and probably will never return. We have seen cards in the past get removed because of players going on to do certain things, like going into politics, or for comments that they've made and stuff like that in the past as well. But yeah, we got 7 cards in this video of cards that I think would be amazing to see in FIFA 22 as icons. Some of them used to be legends, some of them are brand new that we've never seen before, but let me guys know what you think. If there's any cards that you reckon you would like to see as icons in FIFA 21, let me know in the comments section, and I might revisit this after once team of the season is done and stuff. I might revisit this and come with a proper in-depth video. I mean, even for this video I still give all the ratings and stats for the base, mid, prime and prime icon moments as well, but it might be something that I might revisit with even more potential players once team of the season's done and stuff like that as well. But yeah, let's get into the first player. It's going to be Franz Beckbauer, who of course used to be a legend in FIFA. I think he was a legend from FIFA 15 to 17, and of course icons came into the game in FIFA 18, and he didn't make that transition from a legend to an icon. I don't know, I think it might have been down to the fact that I think he either used to work for FIFA, and nothing to do with EA, but I think he used to work with FIFA or with UEFA, and he was involved in some corrupt, dodgy business, as most people who are involved and work within FIFA and work within UEFA. I wouldn't trust half of them. They're probably very dodgy and corrupt. There's no doubt about that. And I think that Beckenbauer, I might be completely wrong, and if I am wrong, then I am sorry to Franz Beckenbauer, but I highly doubt he'll be watching this video. Well, he won't be watching this video. That's just, 100% guaranteed. But anyway, yeah, let's just talk about his FIFA cards. So I've gone with a 90 rated base card. He did play a very small portion of his career as a defensive midfielder, but to be honest, I think that EA would probably tend to go for all of his cards being positioned as a centre back. We've got his 90 base, his 92 mid, his 95 prime icon, and then his 96 moments card. Can you imagine that moments card? 87 pace, 99 defending, 92 physicality, and that would be complete deserve for him, because he was a fantastic all-round defender in that he was quick, he had good physicality, he was able to run with the ball well, he could pick out a pass. His all-round defensive gameplay was just absolutely superb. Any one of those cards, even that base card, would still be good for a large part of the game cycle, so he'd be absolutely amazing. The next card is going to be Gordon Banks, so I think unfortunately is no longer with us. Of course, he was a part of the that 1966 England World Cup winning side. Fantastic goalkeeper, amazing reflexes, and amazing saves that he was always able to make. For England, of course, certainly in that World Cup, he made some superb saves. I'm sure even in the final against West Germany, he would have made some superb saves in that game as well. And I think 87 rated base card that I've gone there for him, a 92 rated moments card. Yeah, he was fantastic. I can't exactly, I have a feeling he might have played for Stoke for a lot of his Stoke City for a lot of his professional career, although I might be slightly wrong on that. But of course, he was mostly well known for his performances for England, in particular, of course, in that 1966 World Cup. Of course, there are also plenty of the goalkeepers. Oliver Kahn, for example, is another fantastic goalkeeper, could quite easily also get in, but I've gone with Gordon Banks just because of being a part of that that iconic England winning side. I think it'd just be great for him to be recognised as an icon in FIFA, because I think it'd be much deserved. Of course, obviously for the fact that he's no longer with us anymore, or I'm pretty certain that he isn't. We obviously do have icons in the game that have, passed on. Of course, now Maradona, George Best and stuff like that as well. But I don't know if it's easier, or I assume it would maybe even be harder to potentially for them to get cards now in the game that they've since passed on. I'm not too sure how it would exactly work, but I think it'd be great if he was to ever get an icon card in FIFA. Now, another returning icon would be George Weah, and the reason this card had every reason to be in FIFA 18 as an icon. I think EA had every intention of doing so. I think the main reason why he was removed was because he is, I'm pretty certain that he still is the president of Liberia. He's definitely not from the USA. There was one time when I used to think he was from the USA, like when I was like back in FIFA 14, FIFA 15. Of course, he was a legend even back in FIFA 14. And for a small time, I didn't have a clue who he was. I just assumed he was American and never really properly paid attention to the flag at the time. But yeah, he'd be great to have back in the game. I just obviously think with like the political stuff and him being the president, or I think he is the president of his country, Liberia, that it might be difficult for him to ever get back into the game. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that wasn't the reason that he was removed. I'm not too sure. But I've seen players in the past get removed for political stuff. Romario was an example that he was removed back in, I think it was FIFA 14 or 15, because he went on to politics somewhere in Brazil, and obviously George Weah, being that president of Liberia, might have had a bit of an impact. But if he was to come back as a card in FIFA, wow, would he be good? He'd be absolutely superb. I remember a time when, like back in FIFA 14, when icons, or should I say, when legends could only link to each other. So this card had to be played, because obviously there was no one else really in the game that was even half decent from Liberia to link him in nation-wise. You had to use this card with other legends to be able to get links to him. Imagine if that was still the case now, with with icons where they only really linked to each other and nation-based and stuff, and they wouldn't just link to anyone. That used to be the case back in FIFA 14, but yeah, he'd be phenomenal to have in this game. The next one will be Zico, of course, the Brazilian maestro. He'd be fantastic. Look at that 93 rated moments card. Fantastic dribbler of the ball. Physicality-wise, wouldn't be great for him because he's only like 5'8", so kind of like a similar style player. I'm guessing to like Maradona and stuff like that as well. But he would be superb. Again, all of his cards would be fantastic. Once more, even the baby card, like the base 89 rated, would still be good again for like large parts of the game, certainly into like Team of the Year time around January and stuff like that. He'd be phenomenal. Moving in to the fifth one is going to be John Terry. Now, I don't know if I'm being harsh on his 86 rated base card there with 63 pace and stuff like that, but he was never known as like the fastest of defenders. Of course, when he was in his prime, he was relatively quick, but he was never like a Marcel Desailly. He was never like a Laurent Blanc or like a Rio Ferdinand in terms of pace-wise. Obviously when he was in his prime, he wasn't slow, but obviously for large parts of his career, he wasn't what we'd call necessarily too quick for a defender at all. I'd be very surprised if he was ever given 80 pace on one of his cards. But defensive, physicality-wise, phenomenal. Someone that I personally don't like. I never liked him as a player. To be honest, actually quite hated him. I've liked him a little bit since he's retired. He's gone on to like a coaching role as like the assistant manager of like Villa or something like that. But yeah, I know a lot of people would love him in the game, and I think the fact that he's still involved within football, I reckon makes it easier for a chance that we could actually see him come in as an icon in FIFA 22. And then another one is going to be Gary Neville. This is just one that I really want, just because I like him as a pundit, and of course he used to be a legend back in FIFA. Would he have any usable cards? I mean, the 85 one, even at the start of the game, would be not even great, would it, to be quite honest? I mean, the 90, a lot of these cards, he'd be one of the cheapest icons, that you could get. Even like his moments cards would be pretty cheap, to be honest. I tried to like kind of bump up his stats as much as I can, but I just don't think he'd be an insane card within the game. But for myself personally, I don't know about other people. I don't know if anyone else likes him as a pundit. I personally absolutely think he's a fantastic pundit, and I personally really, really like him. But would he be the best card in the game? Probably not, but I'd just like to see him myself. And of course, for the fact that he used to be a legend within the game, I think probably makes it easier for him to maybe return as an icon, potentially for FIFA 22. And then we do finish off with Alfredo Di Stefano, of course, the former Real Madrid player, named in the FIFA 100 by Pele as well. I think he has, I'm pretty certain he has died now. I'm like 99% certain on that. Obviously, a fantastic player throughout his career. 90 rated base card, 94 rated moments. He would be so expensive, and yeah, he would be, phenomenal. Of course, Pele ranked him as one of the greatest players of all time, especially obviously, putting him in the FIFA 100 and stuff like that. He would be phenomenal to have as a card. I think he played centre forward for like the majority of his career. Maybe we might see like a card as like a striker or like even like a cam or whatever. But yeah, he was absolutely phenomenal. But that, guys, is 7 icons that I think we really need to see in FIFA 22. I'd love to see all these cards. I reckon there's a half decent chance 1 or 2 of these could actually get in for FIFA 22. I really, really do think so. And let me guys know what you think in the comments section as well. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys later.